Check. Check one, check two. Good morning. What is up, everybody? We are live. It is 8:26 in the morning on July 29th, 2021. It's going to be a good day today. It's Thursday. It's Friday Eve. United States is racking up the medals. Today we're going to talk about a little bit about the total medal count. We're going to talk about, I have a fresh take on a topic we've already covered. It's going to be a good day. Hope you're having a good week. If you like the music that you heard, make sure you check out Streamables on Spotify and on YouTube. A buddy of mine making music for people to use on their live, that's copyright free, that you can use on your YouTube videos, live streams, etc. I wish the Olympics were taking place in a different time zone because it's so hard to keep up with everything. Everything seems to happen in the middle of the night, and I have to get like recaps of everything the next morning. So let's go over the medal count. So, United States, as far as total medals go, absolutely dominating. United States got 38 total medals. China has 31. Japan has 25. We haven't even started doing the track and field events yet. But as gold medals, the gold medal race is pretty tight. China's got 15, Japan's got 15, and the United States has got 14. If we can just get ahead of them as far as everybody else as far as gold medals, we will lead in every single category, which is pretty amazing. Considering we haven't even had our best performances by everybody. Our women's 4x200 swimming relay broke the world record, or had a world record performance, and then didn't even win gold. Our gymnastics team had the little hiccup of Simone Biles, which we're going to talk about again, because I didn't when the news first broke, I talked about it that morning, and I kind of had the yin and the yang of how to go about it, but I mostly called out the leadership. I mostly called out the leadership of the gymnastics team, as far as like not taking care of the athletes, is what I was getting at. But I am a little annoyed by the people that are going after Biles. And I feel like Dan Crenshaw had a really good tweet. I don't have a Twitter, but I follow him on Instagram. And he posted a screenshot of his tweet. I haven't once gone into Biles. I mean, I would say that at some point she let down her team, but on the other hand, I see how she has had a lot of pressure. However, I don't think we give her enough credit for the previous stuff she's gone, and she's competed injured before, she's won. And I think gymnastics is too dangerous of a sport to compete if you're not mentally all there, because you're doing flips, you're putting your body. Gymnastics people throw their body and do literal stunts that Hollywood actors get paid tons of money for. Hollywood stunt people, whatever. Dan Crenshaw had a tweet. It says Simone Biles has been making America and Houston proud for years. She's from Houston, obviously. She has been the woman in the arena, a place that internet trolls knowing nothing about. We can be disappointed in her decision, but until you're the one stepping up to win gold, maybe sit this one out. He's referring to the people that are criticizing her for pulling herself out. And these people have no idea what it's like being an athlete. These people have no idea what it's like have to be put in that situation. She's had to overcome a lot of adversity. She had to overcome a lot of adversity. Being injured and competing, being the face of sexual assault, being like a focus of this Olympics as a young girl that's going through a lot of things mentally. And I don't think we gave her enough credit. I don't think we've thanked her enough. I think we've taken her for advantage. I think we've been taking her for granted, rather. Wow, I can't talk this morning. So I think we need to just go ahead and, from myself and my platform, I just want to say to Simone Biles, thank you for what you've done for this country and representing America in the Olympics. I hope you get better soon. I hope we can see you compete again when you're 100%. And I hope you get the support and the help that you not only need, but you deserve. So give it up for Simone Biles, everybody. Okay. Hope you all are having a fantastic week. I know a lot of this topic since this podcast started has been about the Olympics, but that's just because the Olympics started right when I started this podcast, pretty much. We're not going to only talk about sports. We're not going to only talk about politics. We're going to talk about whatever. We're going to have guests. The show is a live show, so once we build a live audience, the show will really start to take form. But until that point, it's just me monologuing. I want to have guests that not only inspire but inform, but also are entertaining. You know, I want people that I trust and that I know to come on here, and I want it to be something where you enjoy listening to, and if you learn something, you learn something. If you don't, you don't. That's great. I think me and a friend talking about this last night. I'm not a millionaire. He's not a millionaire. He's closer than I am to being a millionaire. But I don't buy the whole, if you want to be rich, read. They talk about all these millionaires read. And I've heard that for a long time, and people always tell me, you need to read, because I hate reading. I despise reading. I don't like doing it. Unless it's for something to help me with something specific, I don't read. I don't read fiction. I don't really read nonfiction unless it's like for something. I don't read books. It's what I'm getting. I don't read novels. Okay. I just feel like it takes up a lot of time. And I don't think the return on investment of that time is as worth it. I feel like I could be doing something else with my time when I'm reading. People will say, oh, well, you're investing in yourself. And I'm like, how? How is reading a book? Maybe it's fiction. Because people tell me it doesn't matter what you read, just read. How is reading a fiction book, going to help me? Not. Some people argue, maybe it's because you can't read. I can read. I just read that tweet to you by Dan Crenshaw. So, your theory is disproven. People always say, well, all these millionaires read. And I'm like, do they though? Did they read before they became a millionaire? I see them release books. and they always try to sell you to buy their book. I think millionaires tell you that they read, so you buy their book. That's what I think. I don't know. When I become a millionaire, I'll let you know. Like, okay. Does Dan, let's look up, does Dan Bilzerian read books? Let's Google this together. It's funny that on this little wiki thing, it's right here when you first Google him, it says Dan Brandon Bilzerian is an American. What? Armenian American. Wow. Maybe I can't read. Businessman, amateur poker player, and social media influencer. So he is Armenian. That's why he looks so good. Bilzerian. Here, let me pull up the screen here. Bilzerian was born on December 7, 1980 in Florida. Blah, blah, blah. A little background if you don't know who he is. Oh, he's 40 years old, worth roughly 210 million. So, I've listened to podcasts with Dan Bilzerian on it. He never mentioned that he reads. I don't think Jake Paul. Look, here's some more millionaires right here. Tobey Maguire. He's an actor. I don't know why he's on this. Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan reads, but he listens to audiobooks, so that doesn't read. He talks about it a lot on his podcast. I don't know who that guy is. Sounds Russian. Jake Paul. I don't think he reads on YouTube all the time. And Dwayne Johnson. He never once on his Instagram said as he reads. He goes out and hustles. See all these millionaires, they hustle, they don't read. Maybe the Warren Buffett's out there. Maybe the Mark Zuckerbergs. Maybe they read. I don't think so, though. When I watched that movie with Mark Zuckerberg about the Facebook, I don't remember them actually reading in their dorm room. And I understand the debate. I understand how, like, if you love reading, I'm not dogging you. That's not it. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying that somebody doesn't read, I don't think that means that they're not going to make it anywhere in life. That doesn't mean they're not going to make it big. Imagine if you spent, let's say you spent an hour a day reading a book. Imagine if you spent an hour of that time doing something else on a side hustle that you also learn from. Look, I've learned a lot from doing this podcast. I've learned a lot from streaming video games, and it's not even about video games. Just I've learned a lot about computers. I've learned a lot by actually doing something, trying to build something. I've learned a lot. That doesn't mean I'm successful at it. But imagine spending an hour a day instead of reading. Maybe you start a podcast. Maybe you share your knowledge. Try to build something. Maybe you work on a project that actually helps not only expand your mind, but helps your understanding of how tools and machines and engineering work. My dog is going crazy. You guys hear my dog in the background, I apologize. And I have left the fan on, so you probably, if you're listening to the podcast, you already probably hear like a buzz. That is gone now. It's going to get really hot in here really fast. Cooper, come here. He knows I'm going to take it away from him because I've done it every day. I'm going to give it back to you after the podcast. Okay. I love my dog. If you live alone and you don't have a dog, I genuinely don't know how you do it. I don't live alone. I live with my wife, but I am home alone a lot. And it is way different. I had a cat before I had Cooper. Cooper's my dog. But having a good dog is like having a good child. It's like I've trained my dog. People ask me all the time how I've trained my dog. And I just treat him just like a kid. A good dog is like a well-behaved kid. I do all the basic things, simple routines, consistency with discipline. You know what I mean? I might not do it all what the book says, but I think a bunch of that book stuff's is a bunch of hoopla. Let's talk about something for a second. About neutering dogs. Okay. I know this is a random topic, but that's what we're going to do on the show. There's people all the time that tell me that I need to neuter my dog. They're not vets, by the way. I actually have not had a vet actually tell me to neuter my dog. I've had the vet techs at the vet. They ask me when I'm getting them neutered, and they say they suggest it at certain ages, but I'm not going to get them neutered. You can't convince me that taking away the main sex hormone, i.e. testosterone, in dogs, if you did not know dogs have testosterone, you learned something today. You learned it by this podcast, not reading a book. You cannot tell me, or you cannot convince me that taking away the main sex hormone of a dog, of any animal, is better for them. Because people try to spin it that it's like healthier for the dog to get them neutered. It is not. And then people try to tell me it helps with behavior. That's the wrong way to control behavior. Controlling behavior starts with the owner. It doesn't start by chopping his balls off. If you were to meet my dog, there is not an ounce of aggression in him. I mean, there is like a little bit when it comes to like people he doesn't know, as far as like coming in our house unannounced, but in the good way that you'd want a dog to have. I trust my dog alone with my kid. That never happens, but if my dog and my kid are playing and they're running around together, which they do quite often, I'm not worried when I can't like keep my eyes on them 24/7. Like, you know, when they run around the couch, run in the backyard, or run to the other room. He's actually really good with kids. He's a little love bug. He cuddles a lot. That's his favorite thing to do is cuddle. He doesn't realize that he's 70 pounds. He's 50% German wired hair pointer, 25% lab, 25% husky. I don't know what you would call that. Maybe you should give me some suggestions on what to call that breed. But he's smart. But you can't convince me that I need to neuter my dog. It's just, it doesn't make sense. And then I have not Googled this, I have not looked this up, I have not researched this, but I have heard that there is a trend that now vets are saying that you shouldn't neuter your dogs because it's not good for them. The only thing that neutering your animal will help prevent that I know of is the risk of prostate. Like, if you don't neuter your dog, he has a high risk of prostate cancer. But the thing is that if you neuter your dog, you need to do things like hormone therapy. I'll give it back to you when he's trying to take his ball back. If you neuter your dog and that dog gets to about 8-9 years old, especially a larger breed like mine. Actually, I don't even think it's that old. I think it's like 5 or 6, and they start to have joint pain because they don't have the testosterone to recover with their joints. I have definitely heard of people giving their dog, after they've been neutered and they didn't know any better, giving their dog hormone replacement therapy, like, you know, testosterone, TRT, that kind of thing. And their dog has way better health, you know, like benefits of it. As in, like, they don't have any more joint pain. Because although testosterone is viewed as a sex hormone, and also in male animals, helps regulate everything in their body. It helps them recover as far as like sore muscles and repair joints and repair damage in their body. You know, when they play, when they run and they do stuff and they jump, especially my dog's a freaking athlete. I literally feed him red meat, like raw meat, and like high-end kibble food because he's an athlete. So don't think that I'm treating my dog like I would a kid. I give him good food that's good for him, not like cheap freaking kibble that is the equivalent of processed, like for humans is the equivalent of fast food. It's an all around thing. I exercise him every day. I train him well, because dogs like this, like a sport dog like mine, or like a hunting dog like mine, mine's a kind of a mix of like what they call a sport. I've actually had him DNA tested, so I know exactly what he really is. 50% German white hair pointer, quarter lab, quarter husky. I didn't just like guess. Like he really is that. They like the discipline, they like the work, they like to play, they like to roughhouse. And if you take away their sex hormone, they have less desire to do such things. They might gain weight. They don't have the ability to hold muscle mass as well. Same thing that happens with males when human beings, when we lose our testosterone. Have more belly fat. Issues with being lethargic, joint pain. It's all the same thing. So basically, I'm also saying all this to say, mind your business. Don't tell me how to, this is America, last time I checked, don't tell me how to raise my dog, because unless you are a high-end dog trainer listening to this, your dog is probably not more trained than mine and probably not healthier than mine. That's facts. I'm not saying like mine's like the most tuned in, most trained animal. I'm just saying that my dog is trained. He's only 10 months old, about to be 11 months old. He's laying next to me like a good boy. Who's a good boy? Yeah, anyways, I don't really know where I was going with that. We've talked about a lot of stuff today. It's only been 20 minutes long. Talked about is there an importance of reading? We thanked Simone Biles. I think we'll just wrap it up for the day. From now on, we're going to refer to Thursdays as Friday Eve. Okay, everybody? Just a reminder, I will not have a podcast tomorrow. We will not be going live tomorrow, and I will not be going live this Saturday. So the next live show will be Monday. What day is that? What day of the month is that? Does that put us into August? Dang, it'll be Monday, August 2nd next time you hear my freaking voice on this podcast. If you haven't already, make sure you follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. You can follow on all three if you want, but I'm much rather you just follow on whatever is going to get you involved. Remember, this is a live show, so if you're listening on the MP3 podcast later, whether you're on Spotify or all those other platforms, on Anchor, make sure you follow us at JJ's Live Show. Did I say JJ Gaming earlier? I meant to say JJ's Live Show. If I said JJ Gaming, I apologize. I don't think I did. But hey, JJ's Live Show, reminder, if you like this music, there is more songs coming out on Streamables, okay? You can use this music on your live stream, your live show, your podcast, your YouTube videos, whatever. It is copyright free. My boy just wants you to promote it and just tag him in it. Just tell him that it's Streamables on Spotify, on YouTube. I really appreciate you guys stopping in. I really appreciate all the support we've gotten so far. We're gonna grow this. Make sure you tell your friends. Make sure you like, comment, share. That's the only way we grow this is from you guys. You guys are the biggest supporters of the show. I appreciate you guys. Until next time, until Monday, peace.